Hello, everyone. I am Farine, a supply chain professional, volunteer with Six Pan ASEAN, and knowledge sharing as my passion. Welcome to this session on leveraging generative AI for procurement productivity. If you are a procurement professional, a supply chain leader, or a C suite executive, this is for you. We will explore how Gen AI moves procurement from transactional work to strategic value, boosting efficiency, automating insights, and enhancing performance. Along the way, I will share practical use cases, highlight risks, and outline an implementation roadmap you can add on today. The core message is simple. Generative AI helps procurement teams work faster, make better decisions, and create greater business impact. Let's dive in and see how human expertise plus AI can transform the future of procurement. Procurement leaders are under pressure, deliver more value with fewer resources while battling fragmented data, manual work, compliance demands, and market volatility. Gen AI offers more than automation. It reduces effort, improves decisions, and elevates procurement from a cost control function to a true business partner. The future isn't about faster transactions, it's about strategic elevation, and Gen AI is an accelerator that makes that shift possible. Generative AI is the creative side of artificial intelligence. It learns from massive data sets to produce new content like text, images, and audio. Within that space, large language models, or LLMs, specialize in understanding and generating human language. They are what power chat tools that let us work naturally, in plain English. So, generative AI is the artist, and LLMs are the linguistic brush. Gen AI helps procurement in three big ways. First, speed. It cuts repetitive work like drafting RFX or summarizing proposals. Second, insights. It automates spend analysis and supplier comparisons. And third, performance. It elevates outcomes with better shortlists, stronger negotiations, and faster cycles. Together, these pillars shift procurement from busy work to strategic impact. Gen AI is not just improving procurement, it is redefining its role. We are moving from a function based on execution to one that actively drives business decisions powered by a co-pilot model using natural language. At the core, it starts with spend intelligence, turning data into real-time insights and even explaining the story behind the numbers. In sourcing, AI expands supplier discovery and helps teams make faster, better informed decisions. For contracts and requests for proposals, it reduces manual efforts while proactively flagging risks and preventing value leakage. It also strengthens risk management with real time monitoring and rapid due diligence. And importantly, it enhances negotiation and engagement, acting as a smart assistant for strategy and communication. Finally, in P2P operations, it drives efficiency through automation and guided buying. Together, these use cases elevate procurement into a more strategic, insight driven function. Let's be honest, procurement work has always been heavy on efforts, drafting requests for proposals line by line, chasing supplier data, reviewing contracts for hours, and piecing together spend reports from scattered spreadsheets. It's smart work, but it's slow work. Now, imagine having a co pilot beside you, one that drafts the first version in minutes, scans suppliers instantly, and flags contract risk before you even open the document. It is not replacing expertise, it is amplifying it. With generative AI, you don't dig for insights, you ask questions in plain English and get answers in seconds. Exceptions get resolved faster, and time once spent on manual tasks shift to judgment, negotiation, and strategy. That's the real transformation. From doing the work to directing the work. AI takes the grind out of procurement so professionals can focus on what truly matters, making smarter decisions and driving business impact. Procurement analytics has always been about turning data into decisions, but generative AI takes that mission to a new level, moving us from manual data wrangling to automated conversational and predictive intelligence. 1. Data collection and generation. One of the biggest challenges in procurement analytics is data scarcity. especially when dealing with new categories or suppliers. Gen AI helps fill those gaps by creating synthetic data that mirrors real world patterns, anonymizing sensitive information, and enriching limited data sets. Think of it as building a smarter sandbox for analysis, safe, diverse, and ready for modeling. 2. Data preparation and cleaning. We all know cleaning data is the least glamorous part of analytics. Gen AI automates this grind, filling missing values, spotting outliers, normalizing formats, and even removing noise. It's like having a digital intern who never gets tired of fixing spreadsheets. 3. Data modeling and visualization. Here's where the magic becomes visible. Instead of writing SQL or Python, professionals can simply ask questions like, why did supplier cost spike last quarter? And get instant dashboards or narrated insights. Gen AI turns analytics into a conversation, accessible to everyone, not just data scientists. 4. Predictive analytics. Finally, Gen AI helps procurement look ahead, forecasting demand, predicting price shifts, and detecting anomalies like fraud or maverick spend before they happen. It's proactive intelligence that keeps procurement one step ahead of risk and opportunity. In short, Gen AI doesn't just make analytics faster, it makes it smarter, more intuitive, more strategic. It's the difference between managing data and mastering insights. Think of Gen AI in supply chain as a maturity curve, a journey from simple helpers to autonomous orchestrators. At level 1, we start small. Task-specific chatbots that handle routine work, drafting emails, answering FAQ, or logging updates. Plug-and-play tools that save time on isolated tasks. At level 2, AI integrates with planning systems. It monitors disruptions, generates alerts, and even stimulates response. Here, it is not just assisting, it is enhancing the process. Level 3 is where transformation happens. Autonomous agents clean and maintain master data, retain workflows, and augment decision making. Humans stay in the loop, but AI takes on the heavy lifting. Finally, level 4 is a visionary stage. Imagine a network of AI agents collaborating across functions, sales, operations, procurement, continuously optimizing in real time. It is not just automation, it's orchestration. The takeaway is Gen AI starts as a co-pilot for tasks, but the destination is a fully connected, self-optimizing supply chain. While the potential of Gen AI is clear, the reality is implementation isn't straightforward. The first challenge is data. In procurement, our data is often fragmented across systems, inconsistent, and sometimes just messy. And with AI, it's simple. If the data is poor, the output won't be reliable. Next is security and privacy. We are dealing with sensitive supplier data, pricing, and contracts. Without the right safeguards, there is a real risk of data leakage and compliance issues. Then comes AI hallucinations, where AI can give very confident answers, but they are wrong. This means we can't switch off our judgment. Human validation remains critical. There is also a skills gap. Many teams are still building their understanding of AI, and there is a shortage of the right expertise to scale these solutions effectively. And finally, integration. Most organizations are running on multiple legacy systems, and connecting AI into this environment is often more complex than expected. So the message here is Gen AI is powerful, but to unlock its value, we need to address these foundational challenges deliberately. Adopting generative AI successfully isn't about jumping straight into technology, it's about getting the fundamentals right. First, it starts with clear strategy and goals. Focus on real pain points in procurement, like contract management or invoice processing, and define what success looks like upfront. Second, take a phased approach. Don't try to transform everything at once. Start small, focus on high volume, routine tasks, and build momentum through quick wins. Third, invest in your data foundation. AI algorithms are governed by the garbage in, garbage out principle. Organizations must invest in data cleaning and maintenance to ensure models are trained on valid, error free information. AI is only as good as the data behind it, So, improving data quality and consistency is critical. Fourth, ensure human and AI collaboration. AI should act as a co pilot, automating routine work, but with humans validating key decisions, especially for high risk or high impact decisions. AI can hallucinate credible looking but incorrect answers. Everything must be verified before use at scale. Users must continue to exert cognitive effort and expert judgment. Fifth, focus on people and change management. Upskill teams, encourage experimentation, and make it clear that AI is there to support, not replace procurement professionals. And finally, don't overlook security and governance. Protect sensitive data, follow policies, and continuously monitor how AI is being used. On this slide, I will walk through the key emerging Gen AI trends shaping 2026. We are seeing a clear shift from experimental use case to scaled autonomous AI ecosystems. By 2026, it is projected that 86% of organizations will have scaled AI implementations, and around 40% of enterprise applications will embed AI agents directly into workflows. We will discuss two major trend areas. First, agentic AI and autonomous action. This is the most significant shift from AI that provides insights to AI that takes action. For example, in procurement, agentic AI will autonomously discover and vet suppliers, reducing sourcing cycles up to 80%. Gartner predicts up to 40% of enterprise applications will include task-specific AI agents by 2026, up from under 5% in 2025. For procurement, 40% implies AI moves inside the workflow, where agents can draft, route, reconcile, and follow up, rather than staying as a standalone chat tools. That increases the need for audit trails, human-in-the-loop checkpoints, and clear accountability for agent actions. Procurement AI in 2026 is beginning to draft contract language, generate negotiation recommendations, and execute renewals within policy limits. The shift is from insight to autonomous action. Next, advanced interaction and user interface. We are moving away from static dashboards to dynamic, intent-driven experiences. Generative UI will create dashboards, risk views, and analysis on demand based on user context. At the same time, we are seeing the rise of zero-click intelligence, where users receive AI-generated insights instead of manually searching. In addition, emerging protocols like MCP will enable AI to execute transactions directly within chat environments, enabling buy within chat capabilities. For procurement, this means agents can move beyond research to complete purchasing actions directly within AI chat interface. Once Gen AI is implemented, the next question is, how do we measure success? It starts with productivity and time savings. Are processes like requisition to PO or invoice matching happening faster? And how much manual efforts are we actually removing from the team? Next is decision quality. With AI, we expect not just faster decisions, but better ones, improved forecast accuracy, fewer errors, and quicker response times. For procurement specifically, we look at control and value. Are we increasing spend visibility, reducing contract cycle times, and minimizing maverick spend through better compliance? We also need to track end-to-end supply chain impact, improvements in delivery reliability, inventory levels, and overall throughput. And importantly, we measure human AI collaborations. Are teams actually using the tools? Are AI outputs accurate? And do users genuinely feel more productive? So, ultimately, success isn't just about deploying AI, it's about measurable improvements in speed, quality, and business outcomes. To measure Gen AI productivity properly, we need the right discipline, not just more matrices. First, establish baseline performance. Before deploying AI, track current processes for a few weeks. Without a baseline, any improvement is just a guess. Second, use a three-bucket framework. We need to measure not just business impact, but also model quality and system performance, because even a highly accurate model won't help if it is too slow to use. Third, apply smart KPIs. Matrices must be specific, measurable, and tied to real business outcomes. Otherwise, they become reporting for the sake of reporting. We also need to avoid vanity matrices. High usage or query volume means nothing if it doesn't lead to better decisions or completed tasks. The direction is clear. By 2026, most organizations expect at least a 25% improvement in these core KPIs. So, Gen AI is no longer experimental. It's become a measurable driver of productivity and efficiency. Every journey starts with a first step, and for Gen AI in procurement, that step is focus. Begin with one or two use case, high volume, low risk tasks like drafting RFP or scanning suppliers. These are quick wins that prove value without putting the business at risk. But here's the critical point, and it connects directly to what I shared in my earlier video, data analytics for procurement. If the data feeding AI is fragmented or messy, the outputs will be unreliable. Clean, trusted internal data is the foundation that makes AI insights credible and actionable. Keep humans in the loop for approvals, define clear KPIs, cycle time, leakage, compliance, productivity, savings, and measure impact. Once a pilot shows results, scale with confidence. The winning formula is simple: Gen AI for language, analytics for facts, workflow automation for execution, and people for judgment. Start small, prove value, build trust, and then scale. We've seen how Gen AI can make procurement faster, drafting documents, scanning suppliers, resolving exceptions. But speed alone isn't the win. The real breakthrough is making procurement smarter, surfacing risks earlier, uncovering hidden savings, and elevating teams from transactional work to strategic value creation. And here's the key: the future isn't about choosing between humans or AI, it's about combining strengths. AI brings scale, speed, and automation. Humans bring judgment, negotiation, and strategy. Together, they redefine procurement's role in the business. So, the final takeaway is simple: the future of procurement is not human or AI, it is human plus AI. Thanks for staying with me through this session. I hope you find it useful and practical. I would love to hear your thoughts, questions, or experiences, so please share them in the comments below. In my next video, I will be exploring blockchain, a technology I know it exists, but I haven't used directly. So we will learn together. Stay tuned, and until next time, keep pushing procurement forward with curiosity and innovation. Bye!